Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of HorrorHands, and for this video I'm going to be talking about Alien. And this was a film that I wanted to see again because it's been years since I've watched it, and my best friend, he's recently rewatched it and was talking about how good of a film it was. And then I also saw Lauren's collection on here. She showed off the new 4K steelbook, which looks awesome. And I messaged Lauren and I said it's been like 10 years since I've watched this film, but thinking about it, it's probably been like 15, because I remember going to see it at the cinema when the director's cut was released, and that was like 2003, and I don't think I've watched it properly since then. So I bet it's 15 plus years since I've watched this movie. I'm very familiar with Aliens because that's one of my favourite films and I've watched that repeatedly, but haven't seen Alien for a long time. And I watched it the other day and I forgot just how terrifying this film is and how well made and how expertly directed the film is. I'm not going to talk much about what the film's about because it's a classic film and I'm sure you've all seen it, but I just wanted to do a quick video about why I think it works and what I thought was so scary about it. Because for me, it's scary in a conventional sense, but it's also scary in a very subtle, very clever way, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But just starting with the opening scene, where it opens up and you see this great expanse of space, and for me, you just immediately feel isolation and loneliness and uneasiness that you're so far away from anything really, and that itself is scary enough without a alien monster coming after you at the same time. Then the ship, we see the ship and it's very dark, it's very claustrophobic, it's very dystopian. There's no home comforts or anything about it, and it really is a place where you think I'd be counting the days to get off that and get back to Earth. The cast of characters, this is where I think Alien is very clever. I think it's one of the best cast of characters that I've ever seen. Not because they're anything special, in fact because there's nothing special about them. They are just a bunch of average people who they look like they've been chugging through space for months and months and are just tired and beaten and fed up and just want to get back to Earth. And there's no heroes amongst them, there's no over-the-top characters or anything like that. They're all just equal. And you kind of feel that the chances of surviving and fighting this alien are just as good as anyone else in the film. There's no one that stands out as someone that is going to save the day. There's no like Charlton Hestons or Schwarzeneggers that are going to lock and load and kick some ass and who you can turn to and think they're gonna stop this creature. I also think it's one of the best casts as well because it's a bunch of actors and actresses who all have gone on to have a successful career, but it's all an interesting time for them in Alien because none of them yet have really made a mark in cinema or in Hollywood. So although they would all go on to be very successful, they're kind of still working their way up the acting ladder, and again that just adds to the equality of everyone in the film and the fact that nobody's special or nobody is going to save the day. And there's no sort of big Hollywood stars who you think are going to have more chance of survival, and at the same time there's no hot newcomer who is going to bring that kind of energy to the film. They're all just in it together. The alien itself, I would have liked it to have more screen time, but that's just me. And ultimately, the reason why this film works so much is because you don't see it, and it's more of fear of the unknown than having this creature keep jumping out constantly. It's more scary just to know that it's on the ship, but you don't know where or when it's going to strike. And I know Ridley Scott wanted to avoid a man in a rubber suit kind of look for kind of obvious reasons, because that would make it less scary. But I like the fact that it has a metallic and sleek look, but also it's slimy as well. I thought that was a really cool design. Again, something else that I think is quite clever but quite scary is the fact that once the alien is on board, it kind of makes full use of its surroundings, and it uses the ship and its architecture to its advantage more than what the humans ever could. For most part of the film, they don't even know where it is. And it's kind of discomforting to think that this alien life form can come aboard your ship, which you made and you pilot and you know every area of it, yet blend in and use the surroundings to its advantage so well. It's just crazy how it can disadvantage these 7 people as much as it does, and yeah, only adds to the scare factor. Plus the simple fact that it is just a nasty, ferocious creature that has no morals, no sense of compassion or anything like that. It's a pure predator that will just kill you as its only determining factor. So it just works so well on so many different levels. The chest burster scene as well, just has me wincing every single time I watch it. I put it up there with the ankle bashing scene in Misery as just a scene that it really gets under my skin, and it's so well acted, and yeah, really horrible scene to watch. It's certainly not a nice film at all, is Alien. It's very sort of, there's just a constant sense of dread throughout the whole thing, which few films manage to accomplish, but it just does it so well. And what was the other thing I was going to say about this film? Also, as well, it's a film that is striking in that it has no humour to it. It is, like, for me anyway, it is a humourless film. And that's not a criticism. That completely works to its advantage. And it's made by some great filmmakers who are smart enough to know that there is no time for humour or cheesiness or campiness. You know, it's a serious horror film that's meant to be scary. So yeah, there's sort of no humour. There's not even any kind of sense of hope or anything like that. Even when the film's finished, as I say, I mentioned the ship was quite dystopian, but it's just quite a dystopian feeling film altogether. But brilliantly made and highly entertaining. I'll make one final point, which to me is the sign of a absolutely brilliantly well made horror film, and that is I wanted every character on it to live, even Ash. You know, I wanted everyone to live, and that's unheard of to watch a film with a killer alien and not want to see anybody get killed. And if that's not the sign of an amazingly well made horror film, then I don't know what is. But yeah, overall, just an absolutely brilliant, scary film. I know it sort of made a career for Sigourney Weaver, but for me, I absolutely loved Ian Holmes' portrayal of Ash, who is just completely like emotionless throughout the whole film. One of the most amazing scenes in it is the scene when Dallas is in the air shaft and they know that the alien is coming towards him, and the crew are like, get out of there, and Ash just looks at the monitor, just completely void of any kind of emotion. It's just such an amazing portrayal. He really nailed that role. But yeah, absolutely amazing film, expertly done on every level, from the conception, the look, the direction, the acting, the cast of characters. Yeah, just amazing film. Very scary. I'm still thinking about it now. So yeah, really good. So that's what I thought of Alien. Please let me know what you thought. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.